Hi, my name's Hayden and welcome to Emmanuel Anglican Church here in Glenhaven. As ever, our Sunday services will be focusing on Jesus, but as we return to in-person services, our focuses will be on meaningful connections, predictable services and safe gatherings. And I hope that you can see in the new look and feel of our services how those priorities are reflected. Come on, let's go for a walk. As you arrive, a quick reminder to maintain social distancing, to observe hand hygiene, and especially if you are sick, please stay at home and wait until you've received a negative COVID test before coming to church. Come on. Now, we are a church that really believes in welcoming people. You'll see welcomers when you arrive here at church, but the best welcomers are our parishioners. So please arrive a little early at church so that we can welcome our newcomers. Now here, we've got a space that's set aside specifically for those who are immunocompromised. That is for those whose immune system is somehow weakened or have other serious underlying health conditions. And in addition to that, if you are immunocompromised and you'd like to make use of this room, you also need to be double vaccinated. We'll be really clear about this. This is a space for those who are immunocompromised and double vaccinated. Now you can also bring a support person, for instance a spouse, with you into this room, but that person also will need to be double vaccinated. Let's go in, we'll show what it looks like. Now, as you can see, this space here, there's only a handful of people going to be in here, but we've set this up in such a way so that it's safe and people can feel a part of what's going on in the service. We've got a separate air conditioning system, the room is well ventilated and sealed off from the main auditorium. But you can also see the preacher, you can also see the other members of the service because we really want you to be included. Now a little later on in the service, we'll be sharing in the Lord's Supper and singing on the deck. If you'd like to come out at that point and join us, you'd be very welcome to do so. But it's also true that if you'd like to stay here, we'll bring the Lord's Supper to you, so don't need to panic about that. Stay here, we'll make sure that you are encouraged. All right, we'll head outside. So we'll be entering through these large sliding doors here, and a volunteer will help check you in. And in addition to being checked in, you'll also need to use the New South Wales service app, you know the one. If you have some difficulty with that, if you don't have a smart device, we can certainly assist you there. Now we won't be checking for vaccination status, but we do want to encourage every person, if you've not been vaccinated, do speak to your GP about that. And we're so heartened that here in the Hills, more than 95% of people have received their second dose. Pre-registration is not required for our services, but it'd be really helpful if you could be here a little early to make sure that not only we take the pressure off our volunteers, but also to welcome those newcomers who we're looking forward to seeing. And if you can choose one service and stick with it, that's a great way to live out one of our priorities of meaningful connections. Get to know those people and really deepen those friendships together. Now we're starting our service together, so kids, young people, adults, all together. So everyone checks in here. You don't need to check in at a separate place for your kids, and the kids, youth and adults will all start in the service together. Let's head on in. Welcome to our new look space. It looks a little different, but of course all our familiar elements will be here. 8:30 will still feel like 8:30, 10:30 will still feel like 10:30, as will our other services. But the reason we've got it configured in this way is for a few reasons. One of them is because it's important that we ventilate the area well. In addition to our wonderful air conditioning system, we'll be right here adjacent to these large opening doors to maximise airflow. We also want to be including our friends in the protective environment room, and so we're right there, we can see them, they can see us. And lastly, with our slightly smaller services that we're anticipating, we really want to create a welcoming and intimate environment. If you look over here, you can also see that we've created a space for children. Now for younger children, they're welcome to stay in the service. For our older kids, that is those in preschool and up, all the way through to youth group into year 8, those kids and youth will start in the service, but they'll go off with their wonderful kids and youth leaders during the service to their great kids programs. Let's head out onto the deck. Now, we'll come out here during the service for a couple of reasons. Firstly, to share in the Lord's Supper. We'll be doing that across all services this coming Sunday. As you can see, there's seating for those with mobility issues, and under the present public health order, we're allowed to sing outdoors. So we're going to come outside to sing together. After the service, we'll serve morning tea or supper, but there's a couple more things that we wanted to show you as well. One of them concerns our 12:30 service. Let's go for a walk. Our 12:30 service will be kicking off with lunch. So we'll be firing at the barbecue to make sure that everyone is well fed. We think it's a great way to get to know new friends and also to reconnect with old friends. It's a great way for kids and grown-ups to catch up before the service. That's at 12:30, and at 1 o'clock we'll head inside for the service, and after the service there'll be Zooper Doopers and paddle pops for kids and probably for adults as well. Now, one last thing, which is one of our services is not here, it's actually at Glenhaven Green. You might know where that is, but if not, let's jump in the car, we're gonna head there now. And welcome to Glenhaven Green. You might see smiling faces like Suze's, who's been scuttling around in the background. Give us a wave, Suze. This is a service that is open to everyone, not just those who are part of the village here at Glenhaven Green. And it's a friendly, a familiar service. We'd love to see you here. I do want to observe one thing though, that this service will be restricted exclusively to those who are double vaccinated. So if you're a little vulnerable and you're looking for a space where there's extra protections, this might be the service for you. We'll start with afternoon tea at 3:30, then we'll head outside to sing, and then we'll enjoy the rest of the service together. Look, I hope that gives you some sense of what to expect as our services resume this coming Sunday. St. Paul writes the following in Romans 1. I long to see you, that we may be mutually encouraged by one another's faith. Whether you're an existing member of Emmanuel or whether you're considering joining us for the first time in the next few weeks, we're really looking forward to seeing you and really looking forward to being encouraged by one another's faith. May God bless you, and we'll look forward to seeing you this Sunday. Bye-bye.